Audio Jungle.
That the like first thing is like importing all your libraries, the basic libraries which it will be there like pandas, numpy, matplotlib, because we will do some uh, visualizations too. So these things we are doing here. And then next is OS. So I was just want to make sure that all the uh, file and data is present there. So for this, for the explanation on this, what I am doing here, I am taking one advertisement file here. What actually I have got in this case, uh, like how much actually a company, let's say one company, they are how much percentage they are spending on on TV advertisement, and what is the percentage they are putting on radio, and what is the percentage on newspaper. All right, you see newspaper ads, radio ads, TV ads. So what it is, what actually they want to do is like whenever I what percentage I should give on my whole revenue. They have like whole revenue devoted for marketing. So now they want to do, they want to segregate like how much I should put on TV, how much I should put on like for advertisement on radio, and so on for newspaper, and then how my sales will look like. So that is the thing. So they have this past data. So what they did, like when they invested like 60%, 68% of their revenue on TV ads, marketing budget actually, 11% on radio ads, and 20% on newspaper. So they saw like their sales is like 22.1, that might be like 22.1 million, right? That was their saying. So that is how they have created like if their TV, they have put 34%, radio on 30, and newspaper on 34, then their sales is like 10.4 million. That is how my data looks like. So what I'm doing next is like I am just removing this unnamed zero. So that I'll remove because that actually doesn't make sense. I already have this index, right? So now if removing that, I see I have sales, TV, radio, newspaper. So these all are my independent value, because based on these things I will predict sales. All right, so these are just quick check, like what all column names are there, whether I have any spaces or not. These things just it's a good practice to just do this dot data dot column cited, so that you see you don't have any spaces when you are giving column names. So what happens, sometimes you don't see space here when you are doing data dot columns. Based on this these codes, you will see there is a space present, so error will throw. But when you like data dot columns, if you have space, then you have to remove those space. These things you have to do. So that's why it's a good practice to write data dot columns, right? Next, what I'm doing here, just it's a simple thing, like I am creating one function to do the scatter plot. So in this, like all these feature things I am putting, that like X label, Y label, scatter plot between a feature and a target, and how what is the color of that. These things I'm mentioning. What is the figure size? So that is a common thing. So now next what I'm doing, I am actually seeing that is like the next thing, visualizing the data. When you have multiple variables, you just take like y that is like dependent versus any one feature that is your independent, and see like how well that is predicting. If I just keep TV here and sales, then what is the trend of it? So if I run this, you will see like it is somewhat positively correlated. So here if your TV percentage goes up, if your TV percentage goes up, then like that thing will like, sorry, if your TV percentage is going up, then your sales is going up actually. But in case of radio, it is not happening. If you are putting more and more radio, then sales is actually going down. But you have a like optimal set here in this percentage somewhere. Similar thing you will see in newspaper, that is like randomly put there, because you see like when you are increasing more and more on newspaper, your sales is actually going down. You are not actually capturing the right profile of the people. That is more like people see more and more TV. That is intuitive also, because when you have advertising on TV, more and more people are seeing and recognizing your brand. When you are like on radio or newspaper, like very less people pay attention to that, right? That is what we can see with this graph. Next part is just doing the dot head. Now, based on that graph, you can just think of like these all have a positive, this TV has a positive correlation because it is increasing. So what is happening? Your sales is also increasing. But in case of this, you see this, there is a line that is negatively correlated kind of. Here in newspaper also there is a line negative correlated. So here, if I want to know for sales, what is the correlation between TV, radio, and newspaper. So you will see that trend also in that correlation. So TV, we have 44% correlation, and then the radio and newspaper, these are negatively correlated. So more and more you put in radio, your sales percentage will go, actually your sales will go down. So what you have to do, you have to put more and more your TV. That is a basic intuition as an analyst, you can say, based on this just simple graph. But what we are actually doing here, so next is a general thing where I am splitting test and train. So here I am putting just taking all on TV, newspaper, and TV, newspaper, and radio as my independent variable, and Y as my sales, and I am splitting it to X train, X val, and Y train, Y val, simply that. And I am taking test size as 20%, so it will be like 80% train data, 20% test data, right? So you can see in Xtrain, I have these three variables. All right. Save if you want to check. So in Xtrain, I have 160 columns. So straight away, let's go to the modeling part. So in modeling, linear regression, we already saw, and multiple linear regression also we saw. So in that, like linear regression, I'm putting, and I'm taking metric as a mean squared error here. I am importing that, but I'll take the root mean square. So it's a simple thing. I am again initializing the method, initializing the class instance actually. That is linear regression, and then I am fitting my X and Y here, and I'm then iterating on X val, and then see what is my RMSE, and that is my root mean squared error. So I am actually predicting my sales by my error to my sales as a whole is like 4 million. You can say like 4 million up and down it can go. That is what my this model is predicting, the simple linear regression. The simple as in like you have, it's a multiple linear regression where you have three variable, TV, radio, and newspaper. All right. So what I will do next, I will try to regularize it. Okay. I will try to regularize it, and what I'll do, I will use for that is cross validation. So in that, what happens if you take, let's say, 5 folds, so it will not simply like for it earlier what we were doing, we were taking the 20% of test size. So what it will do, it will divide your data. It will not take the 20%. Let's say let's 20% will this part first, and then the whole 80% will be the this part. Again, like it will take the next block as 20%. There it will validate, and rest all gray part it will train. And similarly, it will do. It will split your data set into 5 steps. In first step, here it is validating. On 4, it is training. Again, in second, here it is validating, and on rest 4, it is training, and like this it is happening. And your whole performance will be based on like what is the average of it. All right. So and then grid search and cross validation we will use to optimize the hyper parameters. So what I'm doing here, based on that equation, mathematical equation you were seeing here, how we implement that in Python. So for implementing in Python, what you have to do is a very simple thing. You have to like first from like model, I am using grid search, and that's why I am importing from model system this grid search cross validation. I'll tell you what it is happening there. And then I have a sklearn, I am importing lasso, that is another model. Like earlier I was doing linear regression, importing linear regression here. In this case, I am importing lasso. And metric, these two things you have to do. Mean squared error only I am importing. For a grid search, this make scorer you have to import. So everything rest all parts is same. Actually, you have to initialize the class instance. Earlier I was initializing linear regression. Here I have to initialize the lasso, and that is like just you have to put this lasso and these small brackets, and then parameters, right? So parameters, this is basically not a parameter, this is actually hyper parameter, you can say. You can write as a hyper parameter, but for the simplicity, not making it too large, I have written parameters. So this alpha I was talking about, that alpha is actually hyper parameter, and I want to check on these all sets of values where actually I'll get the maximum value, which will be the optimum parameter, right? So for that, I am doing the grid search, and in this, what all parameters I'm giving? I'm giving this lasso, which is initialized class. I'm giving these parameters. Parameters will what grid search will do? It will search on all these values, and wherever actually you are getting the best result, that it will give. And scoring, scoring, this part actually it is very important. This you have to write make scorer, which I have imported. Actually this what will happen, this mean squared error, it is taking from metric, and based on the function of this grid search CP, it is changing to that, right? And then you have to mention greater is better. That means like it is default set as greater is better. That means your more the value is more, your model is performing better. But in this case, when I'm using mean squared error, it means your value is less, then your model is performing better. So that is why I have put it to greater is better equals to false. And next is cross validation 5. What it will do, it will take example, if I take, let's say I take alpha is equal to 5. So what it will do, it will take alpha is equal to 5 first. It will go to this, if I am writing here CV is equal to 5, then this 5-fold validation will happen, and your whole trained data set will be split into 5 parts here. And in that, like first it will cross validate, and then using the same parameter, that is like C, alpha is equal to 5, and train on second. And similarly it will go to the 5 iterations. All right, so if I train it, you will see the best parameter. Actually, out of these whole thing, the best parameter will come as a 0. Point 0.001, right? That will be the best parameter when you run it. So it means like out of these two, these all set of values, this will give you the best parameter. And if I talk about the best score, so in this case, you see, I am getting 4.588, right? 57. And in earlier case, what I was taking 4.76. So here you can see your actually regularization is helping, right? So in this case, you have 4.58, and that is basically lower. All right. And more lower it is going, more and more lower it is going. That means your model is performing more and more, right? Model is performing better, right? Uh, Next, the same thing we are doing, and but we are using ridge regression here. So if you remember, what is my lasso? Lasso is basically L1, right? L1, what I am doing, this alpha will be multiplied the modulus of the weights. Okay. In ridge, it will be L2, and that will be in L2. It will penalize to the square of the weights. Okay. And what I'm telling you, this alpha, what I have written, this alpha, actually the parameter when I was talking about here. So here, this lambda is basically the alpha. This lambda is basically the alpha part, which which I was talking about tuning the hyperparameter. That is what we are actually doing here. This alpha represent that lambda there. All right. So here, when I ran this lasso with regularized parameter, I am getting this 4.588, and earlier it was 4.76. So my model is improving, right? With when I am putting more regularization, that is actually performing better. Similar thing will happen in ridge. Ridge, all these functions are same, right? This I am again just to tell you, like you don't have to again import this. This is the same line. I am just putting it here. Ridge. If I am importing ridge, so ridge I have to initialize, and I have to keep the alpha and these things, and everything will is same there. And in this case, you see best parameter, it is showing me 0.01. That is alpha part, like the 0.01. This is the best actually. And in this case, if I check the best score, that is 58848. That is a little bit improvement from this, like 58857 it was there. And in this case, it is 58848. All right. So that is the thing, like when you are putting regularization, then your model actually start performing more, because now your bias and variance is basically getting balanced. And this is how you do it. Like this is industry level thing. Whenever you are like doing any data set, you have to follow these steps. Like when you are applying ridge, you have to get the best parameters, you have to run this, and then you have to check like whether your score is improving or not. These things you have to do. All right. When you now you are not sure, like let me check, like if I want to combine both L1 and L2. So for that, I will use the elastic net, right? uh, elastic net, and then in that both of the value let's say here two parameters are there. That is basically L1 ratio and alpha. What these does, actually these are two combination which actually balances out L1 and L2 regularization. So in that I have put all the all the numbers here, what all parameter values would be there based on these combinations. So what now what model will do for L1 ratio and alpha, it will take the all the combination 0, and then this 0 0 to the 1 to the power minus 6, 10 to the power minus 6. These like combination it will take, and based on that it will give the best parameter. So here you will see alpha is 0.01 and L1 ratio is 0.07. All right. So actually here it in ElasticNet, both L1 and L2, both of these things are taken care of. So here, if you see, the best score is 4.5843. Earlier, how much it was? It was 588, and now we have 4843. So further, we are reducing our error here. Further, our model is performing better and better when we are putting regularization, when we are actually balancing off the bias and variance by applying regularization, right? So next this was all about regression. Now if in case of classification, the same steps like earlier, this loan data which we were talking about, in that if I want to predict, so similar thing will happen. I am just taking three variables here: age, amount, and health insurance, if he has or not, and y, that is like my dependent variable, right? Y is my dependent and x is independent variable. So y is like if he has been accepted or not, so it's a binary 0 or 1. So same steps are going on here. I'm splitting it in 1020 into 8020 thing, and then I am transforming, I'm scaling it, and then if I run my model, simple model, when I'm not putting any regularization, then you see your ROC AUC score, that is coming out to be 0.8945. And when you do the same thing here, you are doing the same thing what I'm doing. In Logistic, you have option to put both L1 or L2. Like I am putting L2 here. That's it. You can try out with when you have this Jupyter notebook, you can try out with L1 what happens, and based on different combinations, you can even play out with these numbers, like which will give you the it might happen like some if you increase the range, you will find more optimal number. So that depends like how much like you want to try this out, right? So in this, if I want again, I am doing the same thing, research cross validation CV5, that is a cross validation 5, that five-fold it will create. And in that, like for all these C combination, it will find the optimal value. So for me, the C value is coming out to be 4.5. If you remember, by logistic regression, if I go here, so this value is coming out to be 4.5. All right. So this actually means like when like more and more your C value is, you have to penalize less. So in this data set, even if you don't use the regularization, might be like, because this value, if you see this is high, that means like your regularization is happening less, like penalizing is happening a little bit less, right? And if it is less, like if it goes down to 0.001, so it will be 1 by lambda. It means like it is like 100,000 times you have to penalize it. That is the idea of this, right? And when you do this, if you see the score ROCUC, it has like improved a bit, 0.8982, and here it is like 0.45.
Audio Jungle.